Hey again, welcome to another kit build. So this time we'll be looking at, I think it's a pretty simple kit, although I say that now and I'll probably forget to solder something and make it a lot more complex. But this here is, there we go. It's a metal detector kit. Julian Eilert played with this before. He said it wasn't very good, and I believe him. So let's see if we can at least have some fun putting it together. The most logical place, I think, would be the lowest profile components, and therefore the resistors in this case. And so we have a 220K and a 2.2K resistor, so only have the two. And I didn't memorize the color bands yet. Probably never happened, or probably just happened out of habit, but I do have my multimeter here. So let's see if we can measure the resistance. This one here is giving me 217.8K. So that would be the 220K. I'm going to give this a bend. Run this through here. It's R1. And we're going to flip the leads out. And the next one, I only have two resistors in this kit, but you never know. They may have just sent two of the wrong ones. 2.183, so 2.2K. So I'm going to give this a bend, stick it in there, like that. Give these a nice tug. Okay, use some tack. Stick this down and bring in my soldering iron. Again, using lead solder, I'm using 0.8mm rosin core. Lead solder is just perfect. It's not really that dangerous. Just wash your hands before you eat something. Don't touch your face. It flows a lot better. If ever you think you're not very good at soldering, well, A, practice, but B, try it with lead solder, or check the kind of solder you do have. So it could be lead-free, and if you're not very good at lead-free, well then you're just like most other people. Lead-free solder is just much harder to solder with. Okay, so those resistors are done. What's the next lowest component? I think it would be these transistors. So 9018 and 9015 now. So what do we have here? Oh, there's 90112. There's three different transistors. That's 9012, and the flat side goes this way. At least according to the silk screen. I'm not actually sure which way the flat side goes. Let's see, this one here, 9015, flat side this way. I just kind of splay the legs by putting them in the holes one at a time. And finally, 9018. It's actually thankful that I have all of the right transistors in this kit, because you never know. These kits are extremely cheap. Now let me put the ball a little closer. Alright. This could be a little harder to solder, just because there's more legs in the way, but let's try it anyways. Trying to get the component leg and the pad hot at the same time. There we go. Once you get into a groove, it goes pretty quick. Just gonna trim the legs off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, those are done. Now we can move on to... Oh, I got a bunch of capacitors here. So let's see, I got 2 10 microfarad, or is that nanofarad? I can never remember. Yeah, 104 right there. And there should be another, yeah, 104 over here. I'm gonna stuff these guys in. This kit might actually be a lot quicker than I'm used to, which is nice. I only have a certain amount of time allotted to film my videos, so if I have a quick build, then I can make more videos. Make sure to bend the legs to try to keep this in place. I'm not too fussed if they don't look too great, but hopefully it works. Next there's an electrolytic here, which is this guy, but it's a bit big. Let's try the 222s, which would be these. These are film capacitors, 2A, 222J. One here, and one here. And none of these capacitors that I've put in so far are polarized, but this this electrolytic definitely is, so you got to be careful on that. I put my blob of tack there and tack this down, then solder the components, 1 and 2. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. There we go. Let's trim these legs off. I'm gonna have little component legs everywhere in my shop, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're almost done. Actually, there's only 3 components left. So I'm gonna put this as a potentiometer. Don't think that says 100. This says 101. Oh well. It's the only pot we have, so we're going to put this one in. There we go, and this sits should sit down. Oh, that's as far down as it goes. Okay, now this is supposed to be 100 microfarads. This is 100 microfarads, 25 volts. But look how the footprint is much smaller than this. It's because they probably went up in voltage. They probably wanted only a 16 volt or less. In fact, maybe we can trade this, because I do have capacitor kit. So I have a bunch of capacitors. Let's try to put a smaller one in. We'll keep the bigger one for more nefarious needs. This is 100 microfarads. So let's see, that's 100 microfarads, 16 volt, compared to the 100 microfarad 25 volt. In these kits, they just give you whatever they have, right? Whatever's cheapest at the time. And so even though the footprint may be made for a different cap, they just give you whatever's cheapest on offer at the time. So here, important with the electrolytic, you'll see the footprint here is a little shaded side. The shaded side is the negative side. The negative side in electrolytic is the one with the band. So I've got to make sure to put the negative in the correct place. This is the only real dangerous part of these kits. They can actually go boom if you get the polarity wrong. Maybe I'll explode some on my channel to show you guys. Alright. This is the potentiometer. Potentiometer is nice too because you don't have to trim the legs. So there we go, trim these guys. Okay, and now the speaker. I'm not actually sure. Oh, there we go. I was going to say I'm not sure which side is the positive. Sorry, I'm just taking it back because this says remove seal after washing. What they mean is washing the solder flux off, I believe. So anyways, positive up on this side. I'm going to put a little bit of tack on this side to keep the speaker in place. Okay, I can trim these guys off too. And there we go. Should we remove this? Yeah, we'll remove this. There we go. It'll be loud and obnoxious. Alright, so we only have a few things left. Two things actually. And those are the wires. The kit does come with a few little lengths of wire. And I'm not actually sure what kind of voltage this runs on. It's actually a good question. Oh well, are we just going to guess? I think we're going to guess. So I think they want you to run this through the hole, solder on the back side, but I think I'm just going to surface mount them. So solder here, nice big blob, same thing here, nice big blob. Take my positive wire, doing this with the wrong hand, it's okay. And just need my negative wire, which fell a little bit earlier. There we go. Now we need to connect this to a power source and see if it works. So I don't know how many volts to go. I think we're going to go 5 volts. That should be pretty safe. And so let me connect up here. I'm just guessing, mind you. This could be 5, could be 10, it could be 9 actually. 9's a pretty common number because 9-volt batteries are often used for these kits. But also so is 5. You know what, I could go easier and go like 1.5 volts to start, like what a AA battery would be, but I don't think that buzzer will work at 1.5. Whatever, we're going to start with 5 volts. So I'm going to hold this kind of away. I'm going to turn on the 5 volts and see what happens. Well, it immediately beeped. I am kind of surrounded in metal. I'm going to hold it away. I'm going to start it again. Well, that's odd. It just immediately goes off. I don't know if something is shorted. Nope. Nothing is shorted. Okay, let's try dropping the voltage. Let's go 1.5 volts, as if there's a single double A in here. It's possible it's just too high voltage. Let's try that. Oh, nothing. I can bring this right up here. Yeah. Okay, so 1.5 volts is a no. Let's go up to 2.8 volts. Okay, so that went off right away. Let me just try to move this potentiometer one way or another. Let's try that. Nope. Oh, I got it to go off. Oh, there we go. This thing does work. Did I bring it close? Yeah. Okay, let's crank this. Alright, so let's see. If I bring this close, it doesn't detect this. It definitely detects the metal here, though. Like, let's see. Yeah, that's like at a, that's a few millimeters. Probably, actually, it's about a centimeter off the metal here. Okay. Put this plastic box and rest this on here. I wonder if the problem is actually me. Let me just reset the camera, and I'll bring you back then. Okay, so here's the metal detector. I think what was happening is that I'm AC coupled. I think that there's enough stuff plugged into the wall around me that I was picking up, or I was working as an antenna for this thing. So let me now it's just sitting on my bench. There's really nothing metal around it. I'm going to try to turn it on and see what happens. So 2.8 volts. Okay, so I had a little beep. Now I can touch it and there's no problem. Okay, I'm going to bring in, let's say, this screwdriver here, very small screwdriver. It's not detecting it. Let's bring something a bit bigger, these pliers. Yeah, see, it's catching that. What about these big pliers? Definitely catching that. So it is working. Let me see if I can move the sensitivity up. Yeah. It's catching just about 10 mils off the bench, so it's not too bad. What about something small in metal like this USB connector? Definitely catching that. But for this, it's so small that it actually matters where it is in this antenna. It's really interesting. What about tin lead solder? Nope. What about the whole roll? Oh, it definitely gets the roll, and it's not really my capacitance. Let's try this. Yep. Right in the middle there, very sensitive. What about a Nikon battery? Yep. Caught that. I guess it's the metal foil inside because a lithium ion battery. Let's see, how about a bunch of magnet wire? Yep. So yeah, this thing does work. It's a bit finicky. Oh, whoops! Look, I have have a magnet on this. Let's see if a magnet will work. Nope, the magnet is not setting it off. So no magnet. The metal, yes, though. Interesting. Well, this thing does work. It is a bit finicky. kind of matters where you put things. But it is picking up objects. What about this aluminum here? Yeah, it picks up the aluminum. At least I think it's aluminum. Yeah, it's aluminum. So yeah, let's try the plating on this ruler. I don't think it'll pick it up. No. Oh, this big plate here is actually big enough to set it off. So it does work. So yeah, that was a nice quick little build. We got a lot done, and we can play with a metal detector now. Oh, by the way, I am running this on 2.8 volts. 2.8 volts, yeah, and it's pulling about a milliamp when it's idle, and like 13 milliamps while the alarm is going. So, yeah, pretty cool kit. Thanks for watching.